Joining us now is political analyst Jim Warren, executive editor of NewsGuard, which rates the credibility of news and information sites. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Jim.
There was 2 hours of that between Haley and DeSantis.
Right.
Yeah, a
2
lot of
hours.
sniping.
Turn down the volume.
Yeah, all right.
Whoa.
Let's look at point number one, 5 things to know, Trump's alternate universe.
Yeah, I think last night on Fox underscored the Trump strategy here, which is to act as if he is the incumbent president, rarely mentions his Republican rivals, and certainly won't get on the stage with them. The conventional wisdom right now is, as you suggested, that he's way ahead and doesn't have to worry. But if one of those two rivals wins both Iowa and New Hampshire, things change a little bit. Meanwhile, at CNN, 2 hours of that calling one another liar, and very few questions, a couple of questions about Trump, but that was it. He was really not a factor.
Your second point is the Fox News test.
If you remember, Lauren and Larry, Fox paid $787 million to settle this lawsuit, defamation lawsuit, which charged that they were lying about the voting machines in the last election. Meanwhile, Trump had not been on live on Fox News for 2 years. His big ego, he was disgruntled by some of the things he said. So last night was sort of a test of how tough Fox would be. And they were not very tough at all. You mentioned the one thing he said about Roe v. Wade, which is probably correct given whom he picked for the court. But he also said, one of my favorites was that the rise in the stock market at this moment, the rise in the stock market is totally a function of his leading in the presidential polls. He was unchallenged on that one.
All right, point number 3, and we've talked about this a little bit, the Haley and DeSantis brawl.
Yeah, time is fleeting. Next Monday is Iowa, then comes New Hampshire. Can either of them prove that they can be a contender? As you mentioned, Christie gets out. In New Hampshire, interestingly enough, at the moment, Haley is 7 points behind. Christie, until yesterday, was said to have about 10% of the vote. That vote would seem likely to go to Nikki Haley. What happens if that vote does switch to her? You have a little bit of a change in the dynamic.
Some of the prior debates, Chris Christie had come to Nikki Haley's defense, and then we get this hot mic incident yesterday in which it seems to suggest maybe otherwise.
Hot microphone in your parlance, meaning he didn't realize there was a microphone on, and he's talking to a friend or something, and he says that she's going to get smoked. It was so typical Christie, and a hint of why his lack of discipline got him nowhere in 2 presidential runs. And the irony of saying she's going to get smoked after he essentially has been smoked by Nikki Haley. Come on, Chris.
Yeah. Point 5, could this be?
Imagine that this could have been the last debate we're going to see for months and months. If DeSantis loses in Iowa, there's a possibility he does not run in New Hampshire, which means it's just Trump and Haley on the Republican side. We know Trump won't get on a stage with her. We know Joe Biden does not have anybody running against him. So it's possible that that is the last debate we see for a long time. And another point just to make, I just found it a little bit weird last night. Trump is preaching to the choir on Fox, a heavy Republican audience, which would seem logical. And meanwhile, there on CNN are his 2 Republican rivals. There probably were precious few Republicans, the people that they've got to convince in Iowa and New Hampshire who were watching last night. So it was all part and parcel of what's been a truly odd campaign so far.
Excellent. Thank you, Jim.
For being here.
Guys.